Hello guys and welcome to another status report, this time for the week of 17th of February 2015. And as always, we're going to kick things off with DayZ's producer Brian Hicks, who starts off by saying, as some of you may be aware, we've been experimenting a bit with the format and release day of the status reports coming into 2015, with upcoming changes to DayZ.com as a centralized point of information on the development of DayZ. The status reports will be released on Tuesdays from now on. Additionally, we'll be making an effort to make the status reports more visual, for those who do not have the time to read what is new in the world of DayZ development. So just like in today's status report, there is a lot more pictures to coincide with the text, to make it more understandable. Moving on to said development, you'll soon be seeing the spawning of different variations of the V3S. This variant will allow for the transportation of larger groups of players. The spawn rate across the world will remain at 15 vehicles for the time. Initially, you will not be able to access the inventory of the vehicle. This will be supported shortly on the stable branch. As well, finalized animations and firing from passenger positions will be supported in later builds on stable branch. The initial intent of spawning vehicles supporting large groups of players is to gauge both the performance and functionality of large player groups moving together at high speed across Chernarus. Any issues discovered should be reported to the feedback tracker at feedback.dayzgame.com whenever possible. In addition, Chernarus should soon also be seeing the rollout of the new animal AI system that briefly made an appearance in 053 experimental branch. Animal behaviors should be significantly more complex and add a great deal to the immersion and feel of hunting for your next meal or resource. Initially, this will roll out with the deer and then progressively expand to support the full list of animals residing in the world of DayZ. Lastly, from Hicks, we've been discussing the subjects of blood regeneration, transfusion, and all the mechanics surrounding them for a while. With blood regeneration at the rate it currently is, and the reduced amount of blood gained per blood bag, not many folks use or interact with these mechanics in the current stable build. Given that now is the time to experiment and alter those mechanics to gauge viability through use on our Steam branches, we'll be reducing the blood regeneration rate and increasing the amount of blood gained through proper blood transfusion. Personally, Hicks cannot wait to see how the survivors of Chernarus adapt to this change. And I myself would also like to see a greater use for the blood bags to come back into gameplay, giving another reason for people to work together. Next up, we have some information from lead gameplay programmer Mirak. I'd like to mention a few brief words about the new character player controller. The physics part of this controller will be implemented using bullet physics, so there will be a visible improvement in interactions between static and dynamic objects. E.g., there shouldn't be any camera clipping issues, it will improve melee combat, movement on stairs, and it will be possible to get over dropped items and dead bodies. It will have also a positive impact on performance. The animation side of this will be using Infusion's new animation system and will allow us to have more animation layers on a character. So it will be possible to play more animations at once. With this, we can achieve moving during shooting from the bow or adding injured animations. The character player controller will be used for players and for AI units. We would like to introduce the physical part on character controller on 055 experimental. As for the animation part, which is already used for animals, there is a lot of work for exporting data to the new system, and with complete rewrite of current systems, but it is in progress now and we hope that it will be introduced in 056, 057 more likely, experimental build. And lastly, we have quite a bit of information from lead designer Peter. While the new vital parts of the Infusion engine and the game itself, like the renderer, particle effects, UI, animal systems, inventory, AI, controls and interactions, vehicles, scripting language, central economy and others are all still being worked on by dedicated programmers, we are getting closer to the point where we cannot push the game further in the direction in which we want to with the existing legacy systems. This means as the new technology is merged into the main branch, better advanced mechanics and enriched gameplay begin to be possible. We still need to wait to start using these systems, which will allow us to do more without hassle. However, we can still push the current systems to their limits, as we've prepared some prototypes of long-planned features. I can mention at least some of them. Placing of objects, which allows you to precisely visualize where the given object will be placed within the environment and if it's possible to place it there. This feature will be a great addition for base building in general, fireplaces, traps and similar objects, and in the future we will add this feature for placing every item, as we understand it can enhance role-playing and user-generated content. Next, we have a prototype ready for continuous usage of items, which will be used in the new controls interactions. This means that you are continuously using item in hand by holding mouse button. When you release the button, the use action is stopped. With the new animation system added to the mix, it means that also eating and drinking during movement will be possible. The last prototype that Peter would like to mention is the one which was done for the advanced crafting. It's flexible enough to be used as field crafting and also table crafting. The point is that you need to put all your items from which you want to craft something new in front of you, then equip the right tool in your hand and directly interact with the item pool to produce the desired new crafted item. This solution has given us few important possibilities, like adding meaning to the plethora of tools we already have in-game, crafting complex items without need of intermediate products, which are most of the time useless. As well, turn some of the stationary tables with machinery in houses and industrial structures to crafting tables, where you will be able to produce crafted rails for scopes, modify weapons, and do other advanced processes. Apart from that, we started configuring the V3S with a cargo bed. As we know you need to carry more passengers around Chernarus, don't expect exiting the cargo bed animations nor shooting from it yet, but if everything goes fine, we will introduce a different vehicle feature for you to play with, the manual transmission, so you will be able to test your driving skills. Manual transmission is done in the style of a sequential changing of gears. This means that you can go from, let's say, first gear to third gear only directly through the second gear. There is no way to skip the second gear altogether. We added the proper weight value to all items. Total weight that a character is carrying around will be used later to modify his stamina value. We are getting prepared for use of the new central economy system, which will hopefully be plugged in at least partially. Now every item and structure has tags assigned to them. This categorization combined with the minimum and maximum amount of items spawned in the server, we finally can start to balance the loot amount and its distribution over the map. Later, area-based distribution will be added to currently tested type distribution, which means the same house can spawn different items depending on its location in the world. Crafting and usage of the fireplace is being polished to be more user-friendly and straightforward. We decided to ditch the fireplace kit for now, improving the current functionality of it and add some new functionality too. Gas cooker is receiving some attention as well, and cooking functionality of this will be merged. Piece of lard and pile of bones are new items which are expanding resource gathering. As you can guess, piece of lard can be used for cooking, while a pile of bones have a wide range of use. We will start with arrows from bone tips. Modular plate carrier vest with attachable pouches and pistol holster is ready to go. The same applies to the FN trombone, which was waiting for proper reloading animations. Now we are configuring and preparing disposable suppressor crafted with PET bottle, and we are looking at the possibility to damage firearms with bullets in bad condition. And that's all for the status report of the 17th of February 2015. I hope you found this helpful, but as always I recommend reading the status report in full for yourselves, for the most amount of information that it may hold. And all links will be in the description, as well as for DayZ TV for all the latest DayZ news and information. And for now, I'll see you peeps next time.